time, because the next race we have to discuss is the Champion Hurdle, where obviously we've lost the 1-2 from last year. They're running in the mares. That'll be Honeysuckle and Epatante. Still, it's a stronger race this time around, though, with Constitution Hill facing off against State Man. Chris, I'll start with yourself. Is it as simple to say that it is just State Man versus Constitution Hill? Is it even that wide open?
Probably not, no. It's definitely between those two. I don't want to over-elaborate on how disappointed I am with the mares going to the mares hurdle, but as a betting heat, it's disappointing. Constitution Hill has shown time. The way he's beaten Epatante like the last twice, I mean, Honeysuckle didn't get anywhere near to doing that. He didn't even come out of second or third gear. I think it's probably a certainty, really, but at 1-3 he ought to be. State Man was impressive enough last time, but I just think he was allowed to do his own thing. I don't think he ever felt any pressure during the race. I was a bit disappointed with a ride from Rachel Blackmore, to be honest, on Honeysuckle that day. And Vauban, I think he really needs a strong pace. I'm not sure he'll get one. It's going to be Constitutional or State Man, and that's it. The rest of them will fight out there.
Yeah, Constitution Hill, very short at the moment in the Champion Hurdle. Has been odds on for a long, long time. 4-11 is the best price you're going to get. 134 State Man, 14-1 Vauban. It is 20-1. I like to move it. Zanahiyr at 100-1. It's 150s. The other two, we don't really need to go that far down, to be fair, though. Constitution Hill, 4-11 at the moment. This is a horse, Lorcan, that's being compared to Istabrac already, and for good reason as well. He's looked exceptional.
Yeah, he's been very good. Sure, he's beaten Epatante a total of 29 lengths, I think it is, in 2 runs. He's a very good horse, and I just think I know State Man's a very good horse, but I think for a Champion Hurdle, I think it is a one-horse race, to be honest.
It's a case of UK versus Ireland with Constitution Hill and State Man. Dawn, I'll bring you in. Are you going to try and come to State Man's rescue, or is it a Constitution Hill bloodbath?
No. I have waxed lyrical non-stop about my Ginger Ninja. I stand and I nearly get down and kiss his hoofs, and I understand what you're the same with Con Hill. I spent, as I keep telling people, my Botox money to come Tuesday to see Con Hill, to feel what everybody else feels, and everybody that I speak to just gets this kind of red mist over their eyes when they talk about him, and I want to feel that. But I am going to stick with State Man. I just think he is the double cheeseburger with no gherkins. He does it so easy. And people were complaining after the Morgiana, where I seen him first time this season. And his price was slashed down to 6-1. And they were saying, oh, this is ridiculous. How can you do that? But the more and more he kept progressing, and the better he got. And at Christmas, that was one of the best Mattersons you're ever going to see. And he kind of kicked off Saja's crown, and then he kicked off Honeysuckle's crown at Dublin Racing Festival. And he just did it very easy. And he's not a front-running horse anyway. Willie had said that, and after his win at Dublin Racing Festival, he said he had put in such a good performance for a horse that isn't a front-running horse. And again, he's just, I know everybody says with Con Hill that he's very laid back. State Man's the same. He's just super chill, and he does it. And you'd want the two of them. We're going to have a proper good race now, because the argument keeps going on. Oh, Constitution Hill hasn't bet anything. Oh, State Man, well, what's finished behind him is pretty ordinary this year. I don't know how you can say that either. So the two of them together, eyeballing each other. I cannot wait. It's going to be amazing. Vauban, I have a lot of respect for that little chap, and I think they're going to play a very tactical game in this race. You might have him trying to, have a bit of a distraction tactic towards Constitution Hill and maybe pick away at him a little bit and see if there is a chink in his armor. But thank God, I know they're saying it's a small field, but it's so much quality. And the two of them together, State Man and Constitution Hill together, it's just going to be something to really, really savor. But I am taking on Con Hill, and I'm sticking with my Ginger Ninja, State Man.
Ginger Ninja. There we go. Poor State Man. There's always one.
Always one.
Liberty, I'll come to you. Are you Team Constitution Hill or Team State Man?
I'm very much Team Constitution Hill. I do think for the first time he's actually going to have a true race. I think in State Man, there's actually going to be a bit of a fight, but I still think Constitution Hill's got this.
Yeah, I think the majority of the betting public would agree with you. Sam, I'll bring you in here. Constitution Hill for you as well?
Yes, I think I will settle with Constitution Hill, but for me, I think just kind of in general, it's a really interesting race as per the kind of routes that a horse can take to this level. Because you've obviously got Constitution Hill. He danced all the dances as a novice. He had the British Grade 1 winner before the Supreme as well. And obviously romped in the Supreme. We all know about that. And then you've got State Man, who went through the handicap route. And when you look at what he's done so far in Open Company, you kind of think, why didn't Willie Mullins run him in the Supreme? Because, on that, he's better than Dysart Dynamo was. But I think that's the thing with Willie Mullins. He knows exactly what's best for his horses. And I think it was interesting after State Man won at the Dublin Racing Festival, after it was brought up, we weren't sure about his jumping the last day. He has won a county. And that's why I think it was kind of a bit odd after Christmas when people were saying, he did balloon his obstacles. But I think he kind of, like Dawn was saying, he's so chill that he just kind of acts up to the occasion. Like whatever is required of him, he'll just do. Making the running was not really ideal, but the fact that Willie Mullins actually said in the interview afterwards with Sally Ann Grassick that Paul Tanane came out of the weighing room and went, can't say anything to make it, so I'm going to. And Willie said he was like, oh, okay. And I think for, like we've discussed, like the kind of tension that perhaps was being suggested in that working relationship, there's so much trust there, and I think it's just kind of a bit of a fabrication to say that there's any issues. But they're going to be on the same page with State Man, with Vauban in the race as well. So I think it's going to be a fascinating clash, and I really hope it's a case of they do eyeball each other, and it's not like one just absolutely hacks up. Because I think, for me, I'd much rather see that kind of battling dynamic between the two, and I think it's better for racing, really. At least, to have that kind of, you want to look forward to the rematch, don't you? Because there's plenty of other races throughout the rest of the season and then next year, where hopefully these two young horses will keep progressing and keep winning.
Yeah, and Will, I'll let you have the final word on the champion hurdle as far as Constitution Hill and State Man are concerned. Do you see Nicky Henderson's star getting beaten?
No, I don't. No. And I don't think it's going to be tactical necessarily, because I think I Like to Move It's going to put the pace into the race. He looks like a horse that potentially wants further in trip, really, but he was ultra impressive at Cheltenham the last day. And he's won since, at Wincanton. But he will very much go forward, and I think that will sort of almost take the tactics out of it. Nico will just follow him away. What Paul does, I don't know, but I think bar mishap, Constitution wins.
Yeah, you have got Not So Sleepy in there as well, who is a bit of a tearaway front runner.